Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. As part of deliveries and pickups in the last couple days, I've gotten both Fallout, the board game, and Gaia Project, the Lost Fleet in on deliveries. I got Fallout, the board game, in from a delivery from Noble Knight that came in on Tuesday, I think it was, with week 1. And this was something this Gaia Project, the Lost Fleet, was something I went and picked up earlier today. I was going to invite anybody who's in the early stages tonight to have a pick on which one I unbox first, but since so far it's just me and hopefully you guys will stop in and enjoy this unboxing, I'm going to start off with the chronological delivery, and we'll start off with unboxing Fallout, the board game, first. So I'll bring Gaia Project, the Lost Fleet out of shot for a second. There is a little bit of a glare, but I expect once we get the plastic wrap off, we'll finish. Well, it's not completely shrink wrapped. There's a little bit of puncturing on the plastic wrap here, but we should take care of that glare pretty quickly. So let's take a look at Fallout, the board game. A post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players, designed by Andrew Fisher and Nathan Hajek. Welcome home. The wasteland is a dangerous place. Resources are scarce, ulterior motives abound, and deadly enemies greet you at every turn. In Fallout, the board game, your actions can have dire consequences. Completing quests changes the course of your adventure, and the choices you make during chance encounters can change what the populace thinks of you. Should you assist the Railroad and help the Institute? Will the Brotherhood of Steel prevail over the Enclave? Can you discover the secret of Vault 84? Grab your friends, get special, and win influence over the wasteland with Fallout, the board game. It's got 5 plastic figures in there, 14 plus, ages 14 plus, 1 to 4 players, takes 2 to 3 hours. So once I get the feel for this is most likely Sunday content. But let's get this open and see what's in here. Oop. And I've got an email. Hang on a second. One other thing, so I will be right back. Had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I didn't want to get emails while I was filming this. Anyway, we're back to pulling the plastic wrap off. There we go. I wanted to tear it a little bit so I could get the shrink wrap off. And that took care of a lot of the glare problem there. So let's crack this open and see what's in here. Okay, looks like we've got our enemies in here, which is probably going to need to get... Yeah, I'm probably going to want to sort that at some point. It's got several different types in here. We've got our dice and our pegs, which is probably fine. Various tokens. That will need to get sorted, most likely. There are our plastic figures. We've got our tiles, which I'm going to need to find a bag for those. So we've got all of the tiles in here. I'll probably need, like I said, a bag for those. Okay. Then we've got what looks like our player boards. One's in a little bit of rough shape. Looks like one's got a little bit of a tear in it. Hopefully that won't be a big problem. The others seem to be in pretty good shape, so that's good. We got more tiles in here. Okay, these are double-sided, so I believe that'll be radiation zones if I remember correctly. Then we've got our scenarios in here, and we do have the Atomic Bonds Cooperative Upgrade Kit. Is there a way to be able to tell what... There should be a way to identify what expansion it's in. Like a symbol on here or something. Does not look like it. We've got all the additional rules that we need there. No. Okay, so it looks like everything is just in there. Then we've got some of our mini cards in here. More mini cards. Yet another bag of those. We've got all of our bottle caps, which I will probably sort out. Bottle caps are the currency in this world, I believe. Probably the special tokens, along with, I believe, well rested, which also will need to be sorted out. Then we've got our, what I'm calling green size cards. So these look like our encounters. And then we've got a cup, then we're greeted by, looks like another sheet of scenarios, another bag of scenarios. Then we've got a learn to play and a rules reference. We'll thumb through the learn to play. I don't usually thumb through a rules reference like that, which is basically just a glorified encyclopedia. So I'll put everything back in the main box, and then we'll thumb through the learn to play book. I'm gonna go get a bag for these tiles, actually. Bear with me. I wonder if I have something here. I actually have a bag of bags in here, and I have something I had something in here that I could use. Philip Anderson, welcome in. So far, you think Dallas and Miami might be two of the best so far in the Momentum replay, but there's Washington and Pittsburgh too. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of good teams coming out of that one. I think Dallas, Miami, Washington, and Pittsburgh are all among the 2-0 teams so far in the 1972 Momentum football replay. And I've been enjoying that project so far. It helps that that's one of the only games of football that I've found so far that isn't a complete sprawling mess. That's one of the reasons I've started cooling off to tabletop football, especially play-by-play tabletop football, because so many of those games just turn into sprawling messes. We'll get the encounter cards back in. And then we'll thumb through the learn to play. Let me just zoom in on this just a touch. As my buddy Cthulhu up here in shot is also going to look on. Okay, looks like we've got a card library. Hopefully, my one concern with this game with Fallout is hopefully it's not going to turn into like an Arkham 3rd Edition where the Codex is going to keep the story too on rails. We'll find out, though. Oh, and that's convenient. An explanation of the attributes that special stands for. How to set a scenario up. Game round. Resolving a turn and the various actions. Quest action and counter action and all of that. Buying and selling, fight action, weapons apparel. Also, Philip, I don't know if you saw the 1972 demo game, but I did do the historic Super Bowl VII, which was Miami against Washington, and unlike the historical game where it was actually a close game, Miami blew Washington out in the 1972 demo game. End of the round, how you win. Additional rules. Okay. And all the credits. Okay, cool. So we'll get that back in the box. Stuff. I was going to say stuff is not wanting to cooperate with me. Sometimes it just needs to get browbeaten a little bit. Ooh, trying not to fumble the box top here. And get that back closed back up. Okay, cool. And then we'll zoom back out. And we'll bring the other big product. This one's a bit heavier than Fallout. We've got Gaia Project, The Lost Fleet from Fearland Spiel, the new expansion to Gaia Project, which if you followed my top 100 board games of all time in collaboration with Jester and Company, you'll know Gaia Project ranks very highly on the list. What on earth? Oh, looks like somebody was driving a truck right in front of the apartment. Nothing I can do about that. It is a nice night out and I wanted to have some fresh air coming in. So let's take our first look at Gaia Project, The Lost Fleet. The first Gaia Project expansion indeed. Thanks to the Moeds, the spacecraft of the Lost Fleet have now been found. This news has spread quickly to even the furthest reaches of the galaxy. Remote and familiar factions alike now seek to explore the secrets of these forgotten civilizations, and the newcomers are quickly establishing their bases on asteroids and protoplanets uninhabited until now. No faction is prepared to miss out on exploring the ships that have now emerged, since these lost spacecraft contain interesting QIC interfaces and all manner of unusual technologies. New factions. The Moeds, Tinkeroids, Darkanians, and Space Giants extend your choice of game options. None of them have a home planet, and they each only start with one structure. These factions bring special new abilities into the game that add even more and new interesting strategies. The ships of the Lost Fleet are just waiting for you to explore them with your new shuttles. Once you've docked, you'll have the chance to use new actions, new Federation and standard tech tokens, and gain curious artifacts, along with some new planets. New space features include asteroids and protoplanets, which are colonized in special new ways. New sectors. Deep space sectors and inner space tiles modify the game board. And of course, this is an expansion only playable with the Gaia Project base game. So I will take a quick sip of my drink, and then we'll get the shrink wrap off this expansion. And thank you for everybody stopping by to spend part of your Monday or your Thursday night with me. Anyway, now we can get the shrink wrap off. Closing the knife carefully. There we are. There's the shrink wrap off. So now let's crack the box and see what we've got in here. We've got a ton more baggies. Our new credit, ore, and knowledge markers, which we'll need those. We've got the player components for pink and light blue now, which those will all ultimately end up sorted into one color. So we've got all of the structures in here. Looks like except the new stuff. And then all of the satellite tokens in here for light blue. And we've got the technology markers that go on the tech tracks. Then all of the same for pink. These presumably are the shuttles, I'd be willing to bet. We'll put those to the side. I see the rule book in here as well, which we'll give a thumb through. Presumably that will tell us what these are. So we'll put that out of the way. We'll pull the manual out of the way. These must be some of our new QIC interfaces. Okay, looks like we've got a TF Mars. Not double-sided, so good to know there. Twilight. Also not double-sided. Rebellion. And Eclipse. And then we've got space for the Draconids, which looks to be almost space vampires from the looks of it. You start one up on navigation and one up on economy, but you only start with one. What's the word I want? Structure. And then we've got the Tinkeroids, which looks like it starts you one up on. I don't think that's knowledge, but I forget what track that actually is. Maybe that is knowledge. It's blue if I remember correctly. Okay. Then we've got a player board for the Space Giants and the Moeds. We've got all of our boards. Looks like we got some space planets, more Gaia planets, more power actions, some new tokens, some new Federation tokens. Looks like that's a place of mine within, and maybe Navigation Infinite. I don't know what that is. I'm sure we'll find that out in the rule book. These are interesting, where it looks like we've got faction-specific booster tiles now. That could be cool. Along with what looks like new tech tiles, +1 on your navigation, 1 time ore and 3 knowledge. Looks like 1 time 1 knowledge per planet type you've colonized. 1 time take a place of mine with 2 free terraforming steps. So additional new tech tiles. As usual, I'm not going to punch these until I'm ready for them. More specific boosters, along with more tech tiles. I wonder if they're going to be new standard. I wonder if they're going to be new standard techs. Oh, and I didn't even see that, but the specific round boosters are double-sided for each faction, so that's cool. I didn't see that until I just flipped it over there. Okay. There's another sheet of punch board. And once again, double-sided. It looks like a lot of the faction specific boosters deal with those new tokens, which, like I said, I believe are the shuttles, but once we thumb through the rule book, that'll probably explain it. Okay, looks like we do have new, not starter technology, that's not the word I want for it. New stuff to use with the solo mode, though. We've also got new reference cards, some new round bonus actions. Presumably some of this can be just integrated with the base game. Then there's the back of that. And the last sheet of punch board. Okay. So now we'll put all this back in the box, and then we'll give the rule book our cursory thumb through. Alright, there's all of that. I'm going to leave these out as I thumb through the rulebook because I think these are the new shuttles, but I want to find out for sure. So let's ask the rulebook what they are. We'll zoom in just a touch. We've got all the story, but I'm not going to read through all of that. Okay, we've got the deep space tiles, 4 new boosters, 9 exploration boards. So those apparently aren't faction-specific round boosters. They're exploration, whatever those are. Those are the artifacts. Let's see. Okay, that's what I thought. These are the exploration shuttles. That's what I thought. Remove all components showing the base game symbol for different planet types. Okay, so it looks like there's some replacement stuff in here as well, which is not surprising. Okay, explanation on how to set everything up with the expansion. some changes to setup. Hopefully, usually I use board game helpers to set up the base, to set up the game. So hopefully once this expansion gets fully integrated, that will get changed as well. Okay. Hopefully there will be changes to solo setup because I will definitely need those. All right, those are, oh, those must be the Lost Fleet ships. Okay, good to know. Okay. All right, and now explaining our new actions. So now we can explore a Lost Fleet starship, or Lost Fleet spaceship, examine an artifact, and we've got some changes to the base game actions now. And good, there are new rules for the Automus, for the solo game. Changes to the Automa actions, and the appendices. Got some new tech tiles. Base range increases by 1. That's what I thought on the... We've got some new round boosters, new scoring tiles, new tech tiles, new Federation. Okay. Okay, so that booster I was seeing was immediately and only once receive a build a mine action of limitless range and without paying the cost for the mine, but you still have to pay for terraforming steps. And immediately and only once receive a build a mine action with up to free terraforming steps and without having to pay the cost for the mine. Then explanation of what the artifacts are for. And looks like a reference on all of our actions. Okay, cool. So we can throw all of this back in the box. I'm going to have a fair amount of punching and sorting to do coming out of this product unboxing. We're all done there. And that is everything in the box for the 2 newest additions to the collection. Fallout the board game and Gaia Project the Lost Fleet. Cthulhu looks to be quite spent, and truth be told, so am I. It's been a long day. But that will do it for this product unboxing video. Busy coming up on the channel. Tomorrow night, we're going to have week 3 in the 1972 replay in Momentum Football, as the Cincinnati Bengals will be taking on the Cleveland Browns, going into Cleveland Stadium. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will start out of the official Catan cookbook with the appetizer, Tavern Pretzel Bites, and beer cheese. Sunday, we're doing some freeform Call of Cthulhu, and Wednesday next week, we're going to be playing Night Fighter Ace from Compass Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.